Dear students, today I am going to deliver a lecture on after sales service as part of our paper Consumer Awareness. After sales service is a very important component of trade because it not only serves the customers but also strengthens the reputation of the particular company. For example, after a bike being sold, after sales service may involve free bike service maintenance for a number of weeks or even months. In this context, you should understand that companies do not deal merely with sales of a finished product, that is, in this case, the bike. Apart from that, it also deals with spare parts and accessories and additional materials such as oil, etc. So, manufacturing takes place in a particular place and retailing is taking place in various other spots. So, these retailers, they depend on the manufacturers to cope with the business, and they also have their own employees. So here the trade is being broad based, and if the customer does not return after buying the finished product, that is the bike, then these employees in the retailer's end, they are not going to get any salary, and therefore there will be a trouble at various ends, and therefore sales service or after sales service is very important for various segment of people associated with the trade. The customer's point of view, a customer is issued with a handbook, so it is most essential that this handbook is thoroughly read by the customers. So for instance, in the case of bikes, the air pressure that has to be filled in the tires has been mentioned in this handbook, but many of the customers do not read that and they go for an approximate type of filling, which is generally followed by the petrol pumps or other mechanics, but it is very different in the handbook. In the handbook, it is also said that if only this kind of a pressure is maintained in the tires, the guaranteed mileage will be assured. But if that is ignored, then the customer is going to suffer, and in the future he is confused and he is worried about the quality of the product and the like, and therefore reading of this particular matter is very important, and therefore the warranty, guarantee, etc. are very important, and their period has to be approximately mentioned, because in some places they do not give any guarantee for certain elements in the finished product. So after sales service is not associated only with products but also with service sector itself. Particularly these days, we are coming across lot of issues pertaining to insurance segment. So here, India being a developing country, large number of people are advised to go for health insurance. So government itself, through its smart cards or ration cards, are mingling people in health insurance. So privates who are issuing health insurance, after a particular customer coming across a particular health issue, when he approaches the health insurance company, they say that it is not covered under this policy, and if at all that particular case is covered under the policy, they say that only in 50% of the cost will be paid to the customers. So he might have gone for a higher class hospital where expenditures would have mounted to a very great extent, and that particular hospital would be in the list of the insurance service provider. But what happens is, without knowing that the bill only 50 percentage will be paid by the insurance service provider, this patient would have access to a better place, and now when they say that only 50 percentage could be paid, he may not be able to meet out the remaining 50 percentage, and he will become a debtor, and this causes a lot of trouble. And therefore after sales service has to be very efficient as far as the insurance sector is concerned in countries like that of ours, because many aspects have been not frankly made to the knowledge of the customers. After sales service is an important part of non-price competition, and often in the context of oligopoly, this after sales service is a very important aspect. See, if you are interested in a Benz car, so it is costlier than usual cars, and the justification is made by the car company by saying that the after sales service is the best in the industry. For instance, in one particular case, what happened was, one business magnate of Tirunelveli, he purchased a Benz car, and he was plying that car in Nagarkoil Tirunelveli highway, and in between in a place he operated the brake, and it so happened that the car slipped from the road and it hit a tree sideways, and the car opened totally into two parts. And Benz company, they sent their representatives directly to the spot, and they started researching, and they were thinking how this kind of a mishap could take place when various preventive mechanisms have been included in the production of Benz cars. So this is a kind of difficulty that after sales service they include as part of their business policy. And this researching further improved the system of airbags being included in the security system of the cars further produced. They, without taking further money from the buyers, that is the family of the person who died in the mishap, they replaced another car, and these people, they did not refuse on the context of this car being not secure. They had confidence in the guarantee provided by the company, and they took the car issued by the company, and because it is very prestigious to use Benz cars, and only rarely this kind of a happening could take place in this context of cars. And therefore after sales service provided by Benz car is convincing to the customers, and therefore the cost that they paid is justified. So warranty is one example of after sales service. uh, Warranty usually is not given to a product which has broken. So in one case, I bought a Sony laptop, and the panel of the laptop broke in a short while, and I approached the service center and asked for their service, and immediately what they did was they replaced the panel and did not take any money, and therefore I am convinced that I have purchased a good product. And I also thought that in further case I should buy only Sony laptops. But in actuality, what happened is Sony stopped issuing laptops or doing business in laptops, as because batteries in large numbers belonging to this company bursted while in use, and therefore though the companies have certain shortcomings, the after sales service will try to meddle out that shortcoming and will improve the image of the company. Similarly, advice on how to use the product is another important after sales service provided by company. uh, Advice on how to use a product can be part of, for example, this dish TVs. This dish TV providers, they sell their products, and at times what happens is the channels will not appear in the screen, and therefore if at all you call the service provider or the service center, they responsibly answer you to process your remote and resolve the problem, and if at all it is not working, then they will send a representative to resolve this problem. So this kind of advice on how to use the product is very important, and therefore some customers are convinced by such services also. After sales service also includes firms following up with a phone call to the customer and asking how the product is working out. So, some customers may have hesitation about saying the poor quality of the service, and they may not reveal that. But this company voluntarily gives an option and asks the customer about how the particular product or service that has been given is working or functioning, and that is very important as far as after sales service is concerned. Let us see what are some of the after sales service uh, contribution to the company. Good after sales service helps firms to improve long term brand image and brand loyalty. So, for instance, I already mentioned you the service provided by Sony company. So, if they are a uh, offering an exchange program, and wherein I can give my laptop and get a new laptop for some additional money, then I will immediately jump at that offer and will go for only that particular product and not for any other product. So, this after sales service will improve brand loyalty to a large extent. The trust placed in a particular firm is improved when after sales service is delivered properly. These days, we are going to purchase large scale goods through online mode, and here what happens is, uh, below a particular product displayed in the web, large number of customers, they enter their opinion about that particular product, based on which stars are being issued, and therefore a poor after sales service will demean the importance of the product, and therefore firms are nowadays very careful about their services. After sales service will also become an opportunity to sell related products. For instance, as I already pointed to you, the spare parts that have been produced constantly, even the finished products, the production of which could have been stopped, needs spare part production, and therefore what happens is after sales service will improve the sales of these spare parts, and it will add to the revenue of the company. So, in conclusion, what we have to understand is after sales service imposes extra cost on firms. So, of course, the firms spend some money more than usual, but for firms, they need to strike a balance between keeping the customers happy and not being burdened with expensive maintenance. So, customer should be happy. Where in many companies, they write that customer is the boss. So, if customer is not happy, then naturally he is not going to give another opportunity for this company, and therefore he should not be burdened. Moreover, after sales service is a kind of an ethic that has to be followed by companies, and large number of companies these days, in order to improve their profit indirectly, they are involved in issuing extended warranties and additional free services so that the customer is very happy. And with this, my lecture on after sales service is over. Thank you very much.